Hello, everyone. I am Quinn Rademaker, and today I'd like to present on everything I did over the summer with Doctors Carolyn Heckman and Katie Devine at the Rutgers Cancer Institute of New Jersey. So everything I did over this summer has an underlying theme of using the internet, specifically websites and short messaging services in order to enhance patient understanding of their underlying conditions and ways to mitigate future injury, as well as encourage them to take a more active role in these mitigation strategies, as well as improving their current conditions. So one of the best parts of this last summer is that I was able to take a look at every different part of the research process, starting even before the research hypothesis is formed with Dr. Barozzi, which I will get to later, and finishing up with research analysis and writing a synopsis for the introduction paragraph of a research paper, as I did with Dr. Devine. So with Dr. Barozzi, the question she wanted to look into was whether or not patients are effectively utilizing their oral iron supplements when patients are specifically diagnosed with iron deficiency anemia. So with her, we started digging in some patient data on how much or the different types of iron supplements that have been prescribed to patients, followed up with survey questions on whether or not the patients had actually followed their prescriptions to the T. So what we found so far has been that many patients and even doctors are not super strict on how you have to follow your prescription for iron supplements specifically. And so the question from then on becomes, well, now we have to understand how effective these iron supplements are. And so that was the beginning of a question for her, and I was able to assist her in gathering the data to discuss in the very beginning. So then I also worked with Dr. Devine on several different stages of the paper writing process, but the earliest stage being looking through many different papers to gather together a introductory paragraph for the paper she was going to write on how using short messaging services may enhance physical activity in a very obese American society, and how these short messaging services may be able to not only enhance their activity or patient activity in the moment of the study and intervention, but also hopefully carry on throughout the rest of their lives, which we find to be one of the biggest hurdles to tackle is making sure that 3 months later after the intervention, these patients continue to have better habits in terms of physical activity, dieting, etc. So then with Dr. Heckman, I was even able to help her with the gathering, not necessarily the gathering of information, but the sorting of her data analysis on her own website, in which there were the participants were provided for a full year a website on the dangers of UV radiation and ways to mitigate skin cancer, of course, as the main problem, but the ways to mitigate these problems throughout their lives, and seeing if by just providing the information and even providing monetary incentive, these people will not only look at these sources, but even learn something from them and hopefully incorporate them to their daily lifestyles. So over the summer, I had the wonderful chance of looking at not just how the paper is starting to be written, but also just even before that, when the questions are being asked and how people are coming up with these ideas of what to research. And then finally, of course, even writing the very essay, helping in an introductory paragraph. I got to see all of these different aspects, and I am very grateful to all of them for this chance to present on this sort of thing. Thank you.